Hello, Roland Mithril here once again, and it's time to start off the Mega Man 4 Fortress Stage Perfect runs. Only this time, we're not going after Dr. Wily, because he totally didn't have anything to do with this. Instead, it's time to deal with Dr. Cossack. So, let's start this off. Simplistic as the design is, Cossack Citadel is probably my favorite of the fortress designs. There's just something about it I really like. Of course, it doesn't hurt that it's in a nice snowy atmosphere. I like winter weather. And so here we go. First thing worth noting is that the snow will slow you down while you're walking through it. But this is the only room where you have to worry about it. Going to the left, though, nets you a lovely E-tank. And also, for some reason, you can slide through the snow no problem. We also have a new enemy type, for some reason called Tomboy. I can't even pretend that name makes sense. They pretty much behave like slinkies. They will walk downstairs alone or in pairs. Also, yes, the frosted platforms here do indeed have ice physics. It only makes sense. You have to be careful about luring these mono-rotors around in order to get those 3 shots in on them that you need to take before they'll actually be done with you. And you are just going to be a pain, aren't you? There we go. Alright, now this room is pretty much the trickiest in the stage if you're not using charge shots. The Skeleton Joes would be why. It doesn't matter how many times you shoot them down, they'll keep coming back up. Unless you're using charge shots, that'll get rid of them. Not using charge shots, though, you have to take advantage of the downtime in order to get past them. And man, they're dropping a lot of extra lives. They're always watching. Okay, we're through the worst of it now. Alright. Now a little bit of forced utility use. Time for the assistance of a balloon! Yes, we're not using a dog this time. Technically you could use Rush Coil here, but the balloon's a much safer option. Rush Jet would probably work too, actually. There's a lot of options for getting through there, but you gotta use something. Oh, whoops, I didn't think that would force me to let go. Apparently they hadn't gotten rid of that mechanic just yet. I know they did in later games. The ladder presses here aren't too much to worry about. Okay, let's switch off the weapon here where it's safe. It's not like it makes him go into his teleporter animation or anything. One last obstacle in the way. Jump big. And we're ignoring you. And now it's time for the boss. Behold, Mothra. Ah yes, the slow energy loading of Mega Man 4. There's actually a speedrunner-friendly hack of the game that the only thing it changes is it makes the energy bars fill up faster. And that kind of amuses me. So yes, Mothra decides to destroy the floor in this room. You know it's getting ready to do that if it stops taking shots at you. Basically, you just want to pick your battles where you can here. It's also the matter of learning just how much of it is an actual hitbox and how much isn't. And there we go! Mothra is down. And yes, if you jump over the pits while it's dying, you can still die during the death sequence. We don't want that to happen, do we? So yeah, Cossack 1 is done. Go ahead and have a little preview of the next stage here. And this is where we'll be picking up next time. But for now, enjoy a few outtakes. Surprisingly few this time, actually. Now we get to the trickiest room of the stage if you're not using charge shots, because Skeleton Joes. You can sneak by them while they're crumpled. It's all about sneaking around them and the up and down enemies. Yeah. You kind of need to manipulate the mono rotors here in order to get in those 3 shots you need to finish them off. Preferably faster than that. Unfortunately, no matter how many shots you layer on them, it won't actually kill them. Stupid up and downs. Bugger! And that was just me being greedy. That was just dumb. Other than that, really the only truly threatening thing is how sometimes it'll just drop down with no warning. Kinda like that. Good thing I wasn't actually in the hitbox there. And I wasn't expecting you to suddenly change directions on me there. Other than that, it's that quick dip down it'll do sometimes that becomes the real threat in this fight. There's no real warning, it's about to do that bugger badly timed jump. Oh, being pushed back, yeah. I did not just do that. And so we have a foothold into Cossack Citadel. The first stage, it has its trouble spots, but nothing really too terribly bad. I give Cossack Citadel Stage 1 a 3 out of 10. Perhaps the biggest difficulty, it does just come from my personal rules of no charge shots unless absolutely necessary for these challenges, and that would be the Skeleton Joe room. Sure, if you can permanently destroy them, it's easy. You can take your time with the up and down enemies, and it's no problem. However, just having that brief window of opportunity to get by while the Skeleton Joes are picking up the pieces, you have to be pretty precise on when you jump. Only by being right at the edge will you manage to get by the up and downs before they can tag you. The jump big at the end, it's still just nowhere near as bad as Big Eye. If you want to fight it, it's not so bad just layering on the shots, or you can slide under it like I did. Mothra itself, it's not to be underestimated. Some of its moves can catch you by surprise, especially that sudden dip. I'm honestly surprised that didn't cause any outtakes. It certainly tagged me a few times in off-camera practice runs, that's for sure. Now, one thing I did mention, and it's fairly visible in the outtakes, Mothra's hitbox is not as big as you would think. The wings are perfectly safe. Basically, so long as you don't jump into the central unit of Mothra, you're fine. In fact, using that knowledge, it's a perfectly viable option to stand your ground all the way on the left-hand side, so long as you have good timing when it shoots that close to you. Overall, a pretty simple intro stage for the Citadel, a boss that can be slightly tricky but really isn't all that difficult. About a 3 out of 10 seems right here. So with that, that's the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the vid, and I shall see you again next time for the next stage. Until then, fare thee well.